Alright, welcome back to the finals series of this career mode. We're at Marvel again for a home preliminary final against Collingwood. This time last time it was packed. This time there is people standing outside trying to get in. 55,000 seat capacity, you know, easily 130, 140,000 members combined between these two clubs. It's ridiculous. It's farcical, but we'll have to play nonetheless at Marvel. Roof open to try and keep the air circulation going. It's absolutely packed inside here as the players go through the national anthem, ready for a big final. Obviously just held on last time, but straight away we're not going to waste any time. Butler taken high, and he had to come off the ground. He was spewing, but instead it was Jack Loney. He kicked a huge goal after the siren from pretty much this spot a little bit further out in round one. He's doing it now in the prelim. Who would have thought we would come this far? And yeah, huge opportunity looming. The prelim is Melbourne, Adelaide, I think the other one. So Collingwood go down the other end and kick one through side bottom. But if we do win this game, we'll be playing one of Melbourne and Adelaide. But yeah, Collingwood were laying the heat on early. This time was Varco breaking out. We couldn't handle them. And we're lucky they missed a couple of easy ones too. And they took an 8-point lead. Straight out of the middle, there was Jack Billings, who I said dominated in that last game. He was on fire again, hitting Brad Hill. 45 out. Our star recruit for this year, Brad Hill, went back and kicked the goal, just getting over the line. Actually, probably a few meters over, but nonetheless brought us back to within a couple of points and was very excited about it. Moments later, though, the ball got out the back to him again. Brad Hill turning it on in this prelim final, kicking a second goal again, just sneaking through, giving us the lead back in this one. It was a hot contest early. Both teams definitely come into play. Here was Gresham. Wasted no time, went to the square. Membry beats out Darcy Moore and went back and kicked the goal early in the second quarter, extending our lead. 4 goals straight to 2 goals 4. Kicking was a worry for the Pies, as we see here. DeGoey spraying one just into the post. Moments later it fell out again for them. This time I think it was maybe Varco in front of goal, or it was rushed through by Savage, and 2 goals 6 they had, but eventually it spills out for Dacos. And he finally put one through the middle for them, levelling the scores. So they probably should be further in front, but instead it's level. The Pies again, Grundy given way too much space, side bottom chasing it. Quite a lot of numbers at the ball. Webster giving up his position, and Stevenson kicking an easy goal on the cusp of half time. But this time it was our go. Seb Ross getting the clearance. Mainly been Billings, this time Ross. Obviously no Jack Steele in this game too. He was out for these first couple of finals. And here's Ryder spotting up Loney. I'm not sure how he took that mark, to be honest, but to level the scores just before half time. Jack Loney's having a huge preliminary final, as he's been so good all year. He was in the Coleman medal contention, as we know. And Marshall here taken high, had a huge opportunity, kicked one of the goals of the year against Collingwood earlier in the season, if you remember, and from another long distance range goal he has kicked it again, giving us a lead just before half time. And we did take that into the break. Here the ball was kicked forward to Loney once again, but I didn't like his chances from this sort of angle, so we hit up to get Seb Ross there in a much better position, a bit closer to goal, and from 35 out on that slight angle, he made it count, giving us a 2-goal lead, 42-30, and that straight kicking really coming into play for us as Pies are 4 goals 6. But here was Varco at the other end, driving along, kicking the goal. Game well and truly in the balance for Collingwood, and they went forward again. This time it was Tim Broomhead, who I didn't even know was still on an AFL list. He put it through as well. Scores level. Such a tight game heading in to 3/4 time. Here was a chance again for St Kilda. Hanbury running around, going to 20 metres and just kicking it out on the full. Can you believe it? We had it behind, and now that out on the full. A couple of really big missed opportunities. The Saints fans angry about it as well. This time it was Marshall, had to give it to Butler. He wasn't going to be caught, and he just misses too. Some huge misses that could prove very costly later in the game. One more chance. This time though, Marshall picks it up, doesn't make a mistake. We take an 8-point lead into 3/4 time, and all to play for in the last as we get. Chilwell also ran in and kicked one That's right. It's been 2 weeks since I played this game, so obviously didn't quite remember. Anyway, Hoskin Elliott drives it long, 15 minutes into the last quarter, thereabouts, and Josh Dacos having a shot. Webster doing everything he can to put him off, but he kicks a goal. Collingwood in front by 4 points. And again, the Pies, they surge on as we approach 13 minutes. A long bomb all the way for Tom Phillips, a 10-point margin. The game seemingly becoming out of reach for the Saints. We were in really desperate attempts to hold on. Howard couldn't catch him. It was soccered forward by Treloar. Howard tackled over the line, but he just throws it out so stupidly. And it's a free kick to DeGoey at the top of the goal square to make it 16 points. As you can see at the clock, there's not a whole lot of time left. DeGoey goes bang and really puts the clamps on. 16-point margin in this prelim final. Everything we've worked for, it's up against it. It's on the rails. Here's Billings. He's been such a star in these games. It's Loney. Can you believe he's taken that mark? Ridiculous from the small forward in a pack situation. For his third, goes back, nails it. The Saints players run straight back to their positions. We're not wasting any time here. And he gets stuck into the man as well. Free kick to Dunstan. Alright, he hits up Membry, who's been so good. Takes the mark. We're still 10 points down. He needs to kick this with no fuss. Doesn't waste any time. Doesn't use his full 30. But he kicks the goal. Everything to play for at this next centre bounce. It's a 4-point margin. There's probably still time. It's been a high-scoring quarter, right? We come out. A long bomb. This is the last chance. Carlisle needs a mark, and he does. Too far out to score at the top of the centre square. So he goes long towards Membry. Moore taps it down to Membry, but the siren sounds. Absolute heartbreak. You know, look at the players, the Collingwood players, they're elated, but the Saints boys cannot believe it. There's Sinclair. I think we'll see Zach Jones in a second, absolutely devastated. And I mean, it was a rough game all day. There he is, Zach Jones. I can't believe it. You got to feel for him. We go down by 4 points. We were probably unlucky, but also lucky to not be so far behind early on, and we lose after everything we worked for. The minor premiership, it means nothing. Jack Looney's played a stellar game, but it didn't mean anything either. And we'll have a look at the grand final result. It was Adelaide beating the Pies. Makes me feel a little bit better. And we go on to see we didn't win any of the big awards, but in terms of next season, we've received a number of offers. We'll accept one of them in the future, but for now, boys, mourn the loss of the prelim and try and move on with your lives. I'll see you later.